Welcome back to the Odyssey. I am Mike Odyssey, and my friends, we have some information here regarding the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo basically kind of addressing the system and the transition. Right? They're basically we haven't heard anything directly from them publicly, but apparently they did go over a meeting. They had a meeting and said a couple things. So, this comes directly from Nintendo. Gotta give a huge shout out to Nintendo Forecast. Practically new YouTube channel that is doing great things here. I also heard this from my buddy Nate over at Nintendo Prime. So basically, shout out to both. I am gonna go over it, right, and I'm gonna give you my 2 cents because I have my opinions on this. I do have my opinions on this. I do have. I want to share with you guys what I think this means, and let's go ahead and straight into it. I don't want to waste too much of your time. So here we are. Just to let you know, I have the link down below in the description. You guys can click straight to it and find this document. It's a PDF document here by Nintendo. We have it right there. It's from Nintendo. It was done on March 27th, 2024. By the way, this is still within the last fiscal year, not this one. And so Shintaro Furukawa was present as a president, and it's a document by Nintendo. The name of it is views corporate governance, capital structure, corporate blurpy blurp. It's boring. Let's go on to where it says something more interesting, right? This talks about a lot of little stuff here when it comes to Nintendo. But page five is where we want to go because that's where Nintendo literally mentions what their plan is, or kind of. They don't really mention it. They just kind of address it. But right here, this little part right here where it says main dialogue, okay? So let's go ahead and read it. Main dialogue topics and matters of interest to investors and to us too. Topics covered include financial results overview and business outlook, business momentum of Nintendo Switch, the next game console, and business impact of hardware transition, IP strategy, including the visual content business, capital policy, ESG, I don't know what that means, and sustainability initiatives. Now, let me tell you, first thing I want to break this down because it's important that we kind of break it down and tell you what everything is, because I'm pretty sure you already know what this is. This year, the next game console. You know that's the Nintendo Switch 2, okay? Now, let's break down the rest. Business impact of hardware transition. What is that? That's basically the lull. That's basically what happens between consoles where we find out, oh, there's the next console coming out. I don't need to buy a Switch anymore. So sales go down. It's kind of impacted, right? Even on software. So when we're expecting a next-gen system and we see it in the horizon, we just stop buying the current one and we just kind of wait for the other one. That's what they're talking about here. The business impact of hardware transition. And so I wanted to make sure that you guys know that's important here. And then the IP strategy. IP strategy is their next gen games. The games they're going to promote. It's what they're going to do. So a strategy is a plan, right? So their IP, this is all the games. This is Mario, Zelda, Splatoon, all of it, right? And this is their strategy, including the visual content business. Visual content business is presentations. It's promotional material. It's everything they need to put together in order to promote that Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, so here that's what they talked about with some, I think 400 shareholders or something like that. But yeah, it's important that I wanted to break this down to you for you because it's important, right, to know exactly what Nintendo said. And basically what this means is that at least behind closed doors, Nintendo has admitted the next gen system and that they're working on the next gen system. And of course, they talked about the impact of the hardware transition. Why did they speak about this? Because, well, they had to address their people, their financial stock shareholders, and let them know, hey, there might be a lull coming in the in the stock. We might go down a little bit. We might dip just a bit, but don't worry. Hey, this is because we're working on the next gen console. Okay, so because of that, there's gonna be a business impact, right? And during the transition, so during the hardware transition, while we transition from Switch 1 to Switch 2, there's going to be a big an impact, right? We're going to see a little bit of dip in sales and stuff. But don't worry. We have a strategy, okay? An IP strategy on how to promote our games, including the visual content business. What we're going to do to promote the events, the commercials, everything we're going to do, right? Capital policy, I guess, ESG and sustainability initiatives. Now, this is a big one here. Sustainability initiatives. Let's go ahead and go over to Google. All right, so I'm here in Google. I want to kind of show you sustainability, the ability to maintain, to be maintained at a certain rate or level, avoidance of depletion or natural resources in order to maintain an ecological balance, the pursuit of global environmental sustainability. That's this example. But basically, what it says here, it's basically sustainability, blippity blip. This sustainability initiatives, sustainability initiatives is exactly this: avoidance of the depletion of natural resources in order to maintain this is ecological balance. But what they're referring to here is the sustainability initiatives refers to the number of consoles that they're going to produce to make sure that there is enough and there is not, there's enough for everyone. Okay, so their initiatives, what they're going to do to make sure they produce enough systems for everyone. Okay, and that's important because I know that there's this scalper issue going on, and we want to make sure that Nintendo wants to make sure that you get a console in your hands. It's part of their big strategy here, and the harder transition to make sure that you have a console in your hands, because if scalpers get a console in their hands, it's going to affect Nintendo's plans, right? It's going to affect Nintendo's sales on the IP that they want to release with the next console, the next game console, right? And so this is something they went over with shareholders, and I wanted to go ahead and break it down for you. It is, I think, the first time we hear that Nintendo actually acknowledges in some form way, the next console, right? There's no code name here. And so on Tuesday, we are having a meeting. This is tomorrow. I'm publishing this video on Monday. I'm recording this video on Sunday, but I'm publishing it on Monday. And tomorrow they're having a meeting with the shareholders. I personally do believe that if Nintendo is releasing the system this fiscal year, and let me tell you, this fiscal year ends in March of 2025. Okay, it's right now. We are current in the current fiscal year. It started in April. Started in April last month, and it ends in March of 2025. Okay, so when I talk about this fiscal year, I mean where we are right now, right? And so if they plan on releasing the system this fiscal year, I do believe they are going to address it in this meeting. Even if they went ahead and talked about it briefly here behind closed doors, I do believe. Why do I believe this? Because Nintendo has always done it. It's like there's no reason why they should change the way they've done things, right? For the past consoles, I think since the Dolphin, which is the GameCube, right? Since the GameCube codenamed Dolphin, they have given each console a code name, all the way to the Wii U and even the Switch, the NX, right? So we've always had this code name. We've always had the code name, and soon after the code name comes out, then we hear about the system, the trailer, and all that stuff, right? And so if Nintendo is releasing the system this year, then they are about to begin the promotional period for this system, right? They need to hype it up, they need to present it, they need to set expectations and make sure that if there is backwards compatibility, they promote that too. And the reason why I believe backwards compatibility is a must, because guess what? They can go ahead and just announce a whole bunch of games for this year, and still we could buy it because we know that it's going to work with Switch 2. And so this holiday season will not be as affected as it should have been because of backwards compatibility. We can still buy games. We can still buy games. and it'll still be in our library moving forward, either physical or digital. So that's a big thing that I hope they do announce. But yeah, this is the news, guys. This is straight from Nintendo. I want to give a shout out again and thank you to Nintendo Forecast, and of course I heard this through my buddy Nate's YouTube channel also. But I wanted to give you guys my 2 cents, what I believe, and of course I'm trying to guide myself by what Nintendo has done in the past. I don't think they're gonna change their strategic ways on how they have handled things, with the Switch 2. The Switch was a successful system. Switch 2 I believe will be successful too, as long as they give us good games, because games are everything. But there you have it, my friends. Let me know what you guys think. It's exciting. Again, tomorrow is a meeting. We'll see what happens. We'll do another video or a live stream with that, and then we'll kind of discuss it later on. All right, my friends, that's going to do it for this video. Before I let you go, never give up and journey on. Peace.